Here we go with my 8th game of Jeopardy for the Nintendo Wii U. I have a 7-game total, $177,400, which I'd certainly like to add on to. So let's go ahead and try and do just that. This is Jeopardy!
Please welcome our contestants. Player 1.
Player 2. 7 days.
And now, here is the host of Jeopardy,
or will we perhaps
Rivette.
have a new champion?
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert,
well,
and thank
we'll
you,
find
ladies
out.
and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you
Let's
now
go to work
into
and play the
Jeopardy
first round of Jeopardy. One daily double
Those
in
are
this
worth
round to
$200
assist the
to
players,
$1,000
and
in these
here are the
categories.
categories.
Not a verb.
Not a verb.
Literary pets.
Pets.
Unofficial statement
Unofficial
names.
statement names.
Optical
Illusions.
TV nostalgia.
TV nostalgia.
And recently discovered presidential
ads.
Player 1.
Let's start with
where do we
literary pets for 200.
The title beast of his The Hound of the Baskervilles is actually the pet of Mr. Jack Stapleton. Let's hear it, Player 1.
Who is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle?
Good for you.
Yes. Alright, literary pets for 400, please.
You again. Harry Potter uses his snowy owl named This to transfer messages.
Who is Hedwig?
Let's hear it, Player 1. Good for you.
Literary pets for 600, please.
Player 1. Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings' The Yearling centers on this type of pet.
What is a deer?
Yes, Player 1. That is correct.
800, please.
You get to...
Answer there is the Daily Double.
It's the Daily Double.
It's early, so I'll bet all 1,200.
Okay, here is the clue. Little Swan, Little Bear, and Greenfinch are some of the goats of this Johanna Spirilass.
Who is Heidi?
That gets you even further ahead.
Let's finish the category.
Player 1. Back. A poetic Elliot feline who has lived many lives in succession is named for this 5th book of the Old Testament. It's
What
Player
is
1.
Deuteronomy?
That's it.
Yep. Now it takes me to 3,400, pardon me. TV nostalgia for 200.
In an animated 1987 TV special, this space-age family traveled back in time to meet the Flintstones.
Who are the Jetsons?
Yes, Player 1. Good.
Jetson!
Player
TV
1.
nostalgia
Back
400.
in the pilot for this 60s sitcom, Jed and Jethro first meet Mr. Drysdale when he comes to get them out of jail. Let's hear it, Player 1.
What is the Beverly Hillbillies?
That's correct. Player 1.
600.
The 1973 TV season gave us Richard Roundtree as this super cool private eye he'd played on film. Yes, Player 1.
Who is Shaft?
We got it.
Yes. 4,600 now.
Player 1. According to his theme song, Mr. This will never speak unless he has something to say.
Who's Mr. Ed?
Okay, Player 1. That's correct. We return to you. In the 50s, this movie Tarzan was still hanging out with a chimp, but he wore more than a loincloth as TV's Jungle Jim.
Who is Johnny Weissmuller?
It's Player 1. Right.
Yeah, a nice roll to
Player
start
1,
off, and
back to you
6,400
for
as a
our next
result.
selection.
Not a verb for 200.
Capable, succeed, accomplish.
What is capable?
Yes, Player 1. Yes.
Not a verb
We
before.
return paint, brush, easel.
What is
Player
easel?
1. That's right.
Right.
Way to go.
2 verbs in this case being paint and brush.
Select again.
Not a verb for 6.
Wind, wander, wonderful. Okay, player
Where's
1.
wonderful?
Good.
Not a verb for 800.
Player 1. Salt, pepper, sage. Here's the
And
correct
one of those that
response.
is not the verb is sage. Let's finish the category.
Player 1. Candor, center, canter. Yes,
Player
player
2.
2.
What is candor?
Hey, you're right.
Right. You're on the board. You make the selection.
Player 2. You're in command of the board as we
Presidential
continue,
answer
right?
two.
He said a nation half slave and half free can't exist. I say he's wrong. I'm Stephen Douglas, and I approve this message. Okay,
Player 3.
player 3.
Who's Abraham Lincoln?
Correct.
Yes. You get to select.
All right, let's get back into this. Player
Optical
3.
illusions for 200.
Hope you studied this eye part that at its maximum contraction in an adult may be less than 1 millimeter in diameter.
I don't know whether it's the pupil or the iris.
It's player
Player 3.
3.
What is the pupil?
That's it.
Yep, the pupil is right. You
Player
select.
3. Back to you.
400.
Here's Jimmy.
To allow your eyes to see clearly at varying distances, fibers called the zonules of Zinn change the shape of this eye part that focuses light onto the retina.
It's player 1.
What is the iris?
Sorry, that's wrong.
No. Incorrect.
Anyone else?
Player 2.
It's player 2.
The lens. Yes.
Player 2. You start us off.
Optical illusions for 6.
Don't detach this, which is next to the choroid and changes light rays into neural signals.
Player 3.
Let's hear it, player 3.
What is the retina?
That's correct.
You're right. You get $2,000, your selection.
Player 3, where do we start?
Optical illusions for 8.
Drivers know the point where the optic nerve enters the eye has no rods or cones and goes by this 2-word term. Here's what we were
And the
looking for.
2-word term
Blind spot.
is the blind spot.
You get to pick again, player 3.
Optical illusions for 1,000.
The sclera and this consist of tough tissues that make up the outer layer of the eyeball and give it strength. Here's what we were looking for.
And
the
in this
cornea.
case, we're looking for the cornea. Let's go somewhere else.
Player 3, you pick again, please.
Presidential odds for 4.
So what if he's the first West Point grad president? Some say he drinks. You decide. I'm Horace Greeley, and I approve this message.
Player
It's
3.
player 3.
Who's Ulysses S. Grant? Yes. Tied for second place now.
You again, player 3. In 1814, this general had a pirate, Jean Lafitte, help him in New Orleans. What's next? I'm John Quincy Adams, and I approve this message. It's player 3.
Who's William Henry Harrison? No.
Any other takers? Here's the response we were looking for. Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson was who we needed.
Player 3. Choose again.
Presidential odds for 8.
You elect him? I say in 7 months the economy will be in shambles. I'm Al Smith, and I approve this message.
Player
Okay,
3.
player 3.
Who's Herbert Hoover?
Yep.
Yes. We go back to second place now.
Select again.
1600. Presidential odds per 1,000.
Alex Hamilton wants him to be president. Them's fighting words. I'm Aaron Burr, and I approve this message.
I know nothing about these presidential ads. That's why I'm not writing in on them.
Here's the response we were looking for. Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson was the ad in this case.
Player three.
Alright, one
Choose again.
category left. Unofficial state names.
Seward's Icebox.
Where's Alaska?
Yes, player one. Right.
There we go. Unofficial state names for 4.
Out of the Switzerland of America and the highest state. Yes, player
What
one.
is Colorado?
Right.
State names for 6.
We reached the birthplace of 8 presidents.
Player 3.
Yes, player three.
What is Virginia?
Yep.
You're right. 2,200 for you.
Player three. Start us.
State names for 800.
Here's Sarah to start us off.
Though it's called the Star-Spangled Banner State, this is its flag.
Let's hear it, player one.
What is Maryland?
That's correct.
Yep. 8,600 as we take a look
And
at
here's
our
the
last
$1,000
clue.
The coal state and the birth state of the nation.
And
Here's
that
the
nickname
response we were
belongs
looking
to
for. Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Alright, that's it for the Jeopardy round. I'm in the lead at 8,600. Player 3 with 2,200. Player 2 with 1,400. So, player 2
You're going first in double
go
jeopardy.
first
We'll
as
start
we
that
begin
round.
the all-important Double Jeopardy round.
We start
Alright.
with double jeopardy category.
Money can rack up very nicely in this round. And categories this time,
The
the Old Testament.
You
You are so
foxy.
foxy.
All about presidents.
All about presidents.
Crescent City rolls.
Crescent City rolls.
Did you
plan it that way? And the
And
last
Asian
bodies of water. 2 daily doubles up there in this round.
Categories. Player
All
two.
about presidents
Make it
for 4.
JFK took his oath of office on a Bible that these people, his mother's family, had brought with them from Ireland. Here's the correct response. The Fitzgeralds.
Fitzgeralds. By the way, we didn't have too many misses in that Jeopardy round. So foxy for 4.
In a practice routine for typists, this critter jumps over the lazy dog. It's player one.
What is the quick brown fox?
Yes.
Yes, I got it. This is a complete guess.
All right, let's get back
All right,
into this.
planet for
Player
4.
one. Orbiting at about 67 million miles, it's the second planet from the sun.
What is Venus?
It's player one. Good.
Alright, let's go for 800. Did you plan it that
Player
way?
one. Its moon, Ganymede, is the largest in the solar system. Okay, player
What
one.
is Jupiter?
Good.
Yes. Did you plan it that way for 12?
Player one. The least dense planet in the solar system. It would actually float if you could find a big enough tub to put it in.
What is
one.
Neptune?
Sorry.
No, that's not right.
Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response?
So,
Here's the response we were looking for. Saturn.
Saturn. Off by 2 planets.
You again,
16.
player one. In 2005, NASA experimented with a low-pressure greenhouse to grow plants on this carbon dioxide-rich planet. Here's the correct response. Mars.
Mars. That's what I was thinking, but oh well.
Player one.
2000.
In 1781, it became the first planet discovered in modern times. The correct response is Uranus.
Uranus. Alright, let's go
You
somewhere
get to
else.
pick again, player 1.
Old Testament for 4.
While fleeing the destruction of Sodom, Lot's wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of this. It's player 1.
What is salt?
Yes.
Got it. Old Testament for 800.
Selecting. Many people believe Ramses was the pharaoh to whom Moses said, "Let my people go," in this book of the Bible. Okay, player 3.
What is Genesis? Incorrect.
Anyone else want to
Fall
hazard a guess on
1400.
this?
And
It's player 1.
what is Exodus?
Good.
Yep, that's the book. Old Testament for 12.
Player 1. David gave this son and successor advice and plans for building the temple in Jerusalem. We're talking about Solomon.
And that son's successor was Solomon. Solomon.
Player
Old
1.
Testament for
Pick
16.
again. When this man's brothers said that he was still alive, his father Jacob's heart fainted, for he believed them not.
Player
It's
3.
player 3.
Who is Joseph?
Yes.
Yes. You go up to 3,000.
Player
Your
3.
selection.
You start us off.
Asian bodies of water for 4.
Also called the Salt Sea, it's actually a large lake between Israel and Jordan. It's player 1.
What is the Caspian Sea? That's not correct.
Anyone else
Dropped
want
to
to hazard a guess on this?
9,800.
Okay,
Player
player
two.
2.
What is the Red Sea?
No.
No.
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Okay, player 3.
What is the Dead Sea? The Dead Sea. That is right.
You again, player 3.
The Old Testament for 2,000.
This heroine, for whom a Bible book is named, was married to King Ahasuerus of Persia.
Player 3.
Yes, player 3.
Who is Ruth? No. Correct.
That's incorrect. Any other takers? Yes, player 1.
Who is Esther?
Right.
Yeah, Esther is right. 1,000.
Player 1, you start.
Crescent City rolls for 4.
In The Buccaneer, Yul Brynner played this pirate who aided Andrew Jackson in the Battle of New Orleans.
Player 2.
It's player 2.
Who is Jean Lafitte? Yep. You go up to 1,400.
Where do we begin? Player 2.
Asian bodies of water for 8.
The Sea of Japan splashes against this peninsula that's politically divided into north and south. Let's hear it, player 2.
What is Korea?
Yes.
Right. You go up to
Player 2,
2,200.
back to you for our next
Asian bodies of water for
selection.
1,200.
Leading ports on this gulf include Abadan in Iran and Al-Basra in Iraq.
Player
Okay,
2.
player 2.
What is the Persian Gulf?
That is correct.
You're right.
Select again.
Asian bodies of water for 16. Answer there, one of the daily doubles. They have 3,400 to put at risk.
You're in second now, but with an
Going for
opportunity to catch
1150.
up a bit.
Alright,
How much
total
are you going to
45.50
okay,
if you're
here's
right.
the clue. This holy river of India was named for the daughter of the mountain god Himalaya.
What is the Ganges?
Good.
You are correct.
Please pick again, player 2.
Bodies of water for 2,000.
One of the world's longest rivers, it forms the border between China's Sichuan province and Tibet.
I'll try this.
Player 1?
What is the Yangtze River?
Right.
Yes. We're up to 13,008.
A lot of clues, a lot of
You are
categories.
so foxy
player
for
1.
8.
J.J. Dickinson and M. Jeff Thompson were each called this Francis Marion nickname of the Confederacy. Okay,
Player 3.
player 3.
What is Mud Fox?
No. Sorry. Any other takers? Yes,
Player
player
two.
two.
What is Swamp Fox? That's right. 5350.
Player two. You start
You're
us off.
so foxy for 1200.
Around 1650, George Fox founded this religious group. Here's what we were looking for. Quakers.
Quakers.
We return to you, player two.
Foxy for 16.
It immediately precedes golf in the NATO phonetic radio alphabet. Yes,
Player
player
three.
three.
What is Foxtail?
No, that's not it.
No, that's wrong. You're in the
Anyone else
negative.
want to hazard a guess on this?
Player 2.
Okay, player two.
What is Foxhole? No.
That's incorrect. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response?
Free chance
Yes,
for me.
player one.
What is Foxtrot?
Good for you.
Yes.
Where do
Alright,
we begin, player
press the
one?
C rolls for 800.
In a 1953 comedy, Abbott and Costello try to go to this planet, but end up at Mardi Gras instead.
Player 2.
Player two.
What is Mars?
Right.
Yes. 4550.
Where do we begin, player two?
Press the C rolls for 1200.
Critic Michael Kleinschrodt said of this star in The Big Easy, the very worst example of a New Orleans accent. Here's what we wanted. Dennis Quaid.
Dennis Quaid was who we needed.
You again, player two.
Foxy for 2000.
The foxglove plant is the main source of this medicine, used as a stimulant in damaged heart tissue. The correct response is digitalis.
Digitalis.
Player two, choose again.
All our presidents for 8.
As a teenager in the 1880s, he played the helicon in the Marion People's Band in Marion, Ohio. Here's what we wanted. Warren Harding.
Warren Harding.
Select again.
All our presidents for 12. The answer there is the other daily double.
Answer, the second daily double. You are currently in
And
second
going
place.
for all
Player
4550.
two, please select
All
your
right,
hand.
total of 9100
He
if
was
you're
the
right.
only member of Washington's cabinet who went on to become president.
Who's John Adams? That is
Here's the
incorrect.
correct response. Thomas
Thomas
Jefferson.
Jefferson is who we needed. So you go all the way down to
Please
0.
begin.
4 clues left. All our presidents for 16.
He was the second to die as the result of assassination. Okay, player one.
Who is Abraham Lincoln? No. Incorrect.
Any other takers?
Down to 13,008. Player 2.
Let's hear it, player two.
Who's James Garfield? Yeah. That was the president we needed.
Select again.
All our presidents for 2000.
He was number 13. Here's what we were looking for. Millard Fillmore.
Millard Fillmore.
Player
Press
two.
the sleeve
Pick
rolls
again.
for 16.
In this movie, Betty Davis plays a Southern belle who loses Henry Fonda when she wears a red dress to a ball. Here's what we were looking for. Jezebel.
Jezebel. Jezebel.
And the
All right, and
$2,000
now our
clue,
last clue for this round.
New Orleans set, The Cincinnati Kid, with him in the title role, is one of the great poker movies of all time.
Player 2.
Player 2.
Who's Steve McQueen.
Right.
You're right. You go to 3,600. I have
2 of you will be going on
13,800,
to
and
Final
player
Jeopardy.
3 will not be
Sorry,
moving
player
on.
three.
She's minus 1,000. Alright, Final Jeopardy coming up, and the category is Islands.
What are you going to wait?
1,200 only.
Let's see what it is.
Alright,
Here's the
Final
clue.
Jeopardy answer
In
is
2003, Emily Rose Christian became the first baby born on this island in 17 years, bringing the population to nearly 50.
what is Pitcairn Island? Player 2,
did you
you
say?
said, what is Pitcairn Island?
With that correct
And you are
response,
right.
You will
You
gain.
double your score. You go to 7,200.
And your response?
Pitcairn Island.
How much do you add to your total?
I had
of that correct
1,200,
response?
taking me to $15,000. And now for
Congratulations.
8 days, $192,400.
Good game. Thank you so much for playing.
And we'll see you next time on Jeopardy!